Buenos dias, señores. This evening, we will be going over Pirate Chain, RUSDT. Let's see what we have here. Okay. All right. So we got our strong support here at 2. Let's call it 175. Let's call it 1.6. I don't know, man. Here's what I do know. It looks like a little bit of a lower low with a higher low on momentum and money flow. I mean, money flow is negative. It's red, but increasing, and it's looking like this. This is the rate. Yes, yes, exactly, exactly as predicted. Um, so a bit lower low on. I mean, check it out. So we had. I was looking at this the other day, and um, when I saw this, I was like, okay, we've seen this before, right? We've seen this before when we're taking a look at Pirate Chain. We're like, oh, where's the divergence coming up? Um, what's it gonna do? Uh, so dip down, push down a little lower. We have between 1.65 up to about 1.88, 85, 88 around this region, wicking down and then scooping up. This was on the 3rd of November. Boom, we popped over the moving average, popped over our $2 this zone ish of support resistance, whatever you want to call it, just in this area. Um, just getting punished, huh? And boom, we popped up over people taking profits here, and then shoops, schwack down today. Same thing. We opened and just selling off. But you know, is it unique to Pirate or is it? I mean, look, that happened across the market today. Crypto total market cap just um not that Bitcoin, but that's basically the mo of Bitcoin. Bitcoin, pulling everything. Whatever happened here, Bitcoin took a huge dump, and then so did everything else. Um, and now we're confidently holding below the spider line on ETH. Great. So, anyway, back to Pirate. What are we gonna see? It's gonna be. I mean, unless it is independent of everything else, it's gonna depend on the entire crypto market. But if we're looking to this come push down, push down, push down, and then see a resurgence, sure, people get interested and pick it up, sure. I know a lot of people are looking to scrape the bottom of the barrel for like coins that are undervalued and you know want to pump. Is Pirate on any platforms, um, any exchanges, any new news about that? That's important. More exposure the better. And so, but also what I noticed was Monero got just punished, just with the paddle with holes drilled in it for extra speed. Where are we? Just wow, all the way down to 200 on the nose, and then a bunch of buying here. But I mean, that's not that was just a dump. And you know, is it indicative of further outflow of the entire crypto market? Who knows? But we should be on our toes. taking a look at stuff. Um, and like number one above all is make sure that um, you're taking care of, you're taking care of your financial interests above all. Making sure you're good to go. I know a lot of people. So, okay, I'm gonna rant for just a minute, um, or go off on a tangent. Just a second. Um, I see this stuff about everybody like quitting their jobs and stuff like that, and like wanting to go out and chase your dreams and stuff. It takes time, and you know, for a lot of us, like if you're listening to this and you're interested in Pirate Chain, then you've been following, the internet. You've dived deep into the internet long enough to know that you want your privacy. You want to be able to control it. So this isn't so much for you because you're kind of, quote unquote, awake to what's really going on in the world, and you want to, you want to try to combat it as much as you can. So that's why you're interested in things like this. But for those people who, your average worker bee that is just, just now checking out YouTube and checking out everything and looking at everything that the internet has to offer, starting like if this is your first time looking at like Robert Kiyosaki videos or whatever and seeing like, him going, oh, you never want to have a paycheck, you're a wage slave. And they're like, oh, I'm a slave. I don't want to do this. I want to get out. And then you got this mass exodus of people from the workforce, and then, you know, they go on YouTube or on TikTok and see these people making like, you know, they're like, ooh, check this. It's like some 16-year-old kid going like, oh, check this out. I got into Shiba, down here, and now I'm a gazillionaire. And they're like, I want to be a gazillionaire too. And then they hop in here, and then it goes down this bar like, shit, I gotta get out, Um, and then it goes back up. They get back in, and then, you know, classic. Um, classic. Just lose all your money, and then not even have a plan for sticking with it to actually figure out how it works. I think there might be a lot of that. Who knows? We see on Coinbase, um, they're like reaching out more to, average people to get into Shiba or whatever, and that's cool or whatever. But like at the end of the day, what matters is you pay your bills and you're advancing. You know, you're growing your wealth, or at least maintaining it. Think about it this way. Think about it this way. If you're if you're at least maintaining while everybody else is getting crushed, then when things level out, you're gonna do way better. If you got the skills to like at least maintain your wealth through these chaotic, absolutely chaotic times, you're gonna do all right. Um, and so further along we get, it's gonna be more of a test to see what happens anyway. So um, money's been flowing out, and as we see like the total market take it a dump here. Um, do I think it's gonna take a huge jump? I don't think so. I mean, what I've taken some out, you know, here and there at tops. So, um, like getting into Tether, taking Bitcoin, putting it into Tether, like I did around here, did around here. The whole thing, no, but like um, some, so that I feel comfortable, with what I'm doing. It's just like risk management. Um, like what is risk management? It's kind of your own thing. It's managing how much you're comfortable putting out there, um, and willing to risk. And the longer you stick with it, the better you're gonna get. Like in my one of my previous professions, I trained people to fly, and when you first start, you have a very limited um, comfort zone, a very limited bubble on which you're willing to let the student make mistakes or like screw around a little bit. They start to go outside of that bubble just a little bit. You take the aircraft. It's like, okay, let me regain control of the aircraft. I'll give it back to you. As you get more proficient, more advanced, um, more comfortable with the aircraft, more comfortable dealing with students, you start to learn what to expect, um, and your bubble will increase, and then you can tolerate more, tomfoolery, whatever you want to call it. Tolerate more, just whatever BS from the student, and that benefits the student as well because they're allowed to make, you know, more mistakes without freaking out, grabbing the aircraft every time. Um, Also, parenting. Same thing. You get a sense of what the kid's gonna do. Same thing. A dog. Learning the market is similar. You get a feel for what is normal and what is like. I don't know about this. And so that's kind of the name of the game, is like sticking with it, analyzing it, observing it, and learning. And so when it comes to things like privacy coins, the problem that we have with these is that we don't have like this massive exposure, but we have this very limited but powerful use case of um, what it does. And that's why, I got into Bitcoin because I believed in being in control of my money. I didn't have faith that the US was I was even gonna have access to my IRA at 60. I was like, screw this, dude. I'm not, I'm not, I'm not doing that. And the more I learned, the more I was confident that getting out of it into something else was better, and that was Bitcoin at first, and then somewhere along the way, I mean, Bitcoin is still like pseudo anonymous, right? But when you hop into something that's truly anonymous, or anonymous by default, it's a little more sense of security. Um, this is also another thing, another positive aspect of the privacy coins in general for me is the not me necessarily, like not that I'm doing this, but it is a vehicle to take some money and just erase the trail. And I mean, just take a look at what's going on in the world. And there's a lot of big players that are getting a lot of attention that they're not used to getting. And I know they want to try to preserve their wealth. Um, I think that is, I'm not saying it's the strongest case, but I do know that it is a case. So, people getting out of assets, getting out of Bitcoin, or like getting out of coins with a blockchain that's like highly traceable, and hopping into really high profile players hopping into things that just boom, gone. Um, could I see privacy coins being the target of um, the government, whatever agency? Yeah, totally. Them saying like, "Hey, you're not allowed to use these things." That would just make it. That's just bullish, in my opinion. Um, because that would just validate um, the use of it. So anyway, from a technical standpoint, I mean neutral-ish. It's down. I mean, it's not running up. Are we seeing a turnaround, anytime soon? It's possible because we had this low and another low here. We had a higher low on momentum. So in other words, it pushed down, popped back up, um, you know, push down, boom, 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 pop back up, um, push, 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 but not quite as hard. Even though price made a lower low, momentum didn't, and this definitely is a full wave of. I mean, it would look the same on the RSI, but as far as this momentum wave down, same thing. You know, higher low on there. Is that an anchor wave? Mm. Is that an anchor wave? Mm. Is that a trigger wave in relation to that anchor wave? Yeah, yeah, you can make the argument for that. That's a contributing factor. Money flow increasing. Yeah. Um, what we'd like to see is the turnaround, a turnaround, something. Um, but as long as we're around here, sure. I'm just gonna keep my eye on it. I'm not gonna expect anything crazy anytime soon. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep my eye on it. If I see something that is different development, then I'm probably gonna make a video about it. Just, I mean, if nothing else, just for myself. And if you like the video, then awesome. I'm glad you do. So so that'll do it. All right, y'all. Take care as usual, and keep an eye on the crypto markets and take care of yourself. Number one, right? Number one, put the oxygen breathing device on yourself first. Take care of your most important financial obligations first. The things that aren't sexy, like the bills, making sure you got, some money. I know everybody wants to get out of cash, but, it's not going away like super. It's not going to go, it's not going to get wiped out as fast as crypto could possibly get, wiped. Um, I'm not saying it will, but it still is, a little more stable. We're like kind of in this game right now where we're hopping onto one thing, hopping onto something else. We're and if we have the means, we're throwing down, steadily over time into things that we believe in for the future. Whether or not you got like gold bugs, like Peter Schiff, um, throwing down into gold, hard assets. Maybe you're investing into real estate, whatever. We're in a very tumultuous time, and we're kind of hopping around onto different stuff. So I think the real wealth here is awareness and perception, being able to see and to honestly look at something and to see what it's doing and be humble about it. Have humility. Like, okay, I'm not in a position where I'm gonna just get super rich off of one freaking thing. I'm looking around for the next Shiba or whatever and throw in my whole life savings. And just like take care of yourself, and then over time build the skill. Um, and yeah, that's I don't know. I think that's just the way to do it. I think I think the gods, God, the gods. I don't want to get too preachy. I just feel like I think the things above smile upon humility. Um, I think it's just a good way of going about things. So um, just stick with it and take care of yourself, take care of your finances. Always, be aware of your surroundings, be aware of the markets, and yeah, you'll do all right. Um, that'll do. That'll do, pig. Have a good week. Have a great Thanksgiving. I got a 24-pound bird in the fridge right now that I'm looking forward to cooking. And okay, okay, I'm gonna press the stop button now. Adios.